Signal number 7. I promised you this one was different. The quiet after a cry. Not the cry itself, what comes immediately after it stops. Your baby has been crying. You've responded. You've picked them up, fed them, changed them, rocked them. The cry stops. And most parents, in that moment, exhale.
Here's a version of parenting most of us are doing, where we wait for the cry, respond to the cry, and assume the silence means everything is fine.
And it makes sense. It's intuitive. It's what most parenting advice is built around. But here's what 40 years of infant neuroscience has quietly been trying to tell us. Your baby is communicating constantly, loudly, specifically, and almost entirely without crying. There are 12 signals happening in your home right now, today, that your baby is using to tell you exactly what they need, exactly what they're feeling, and exactly what is being written into the architecture of their developing brain. Most parents miss all 12. After this video, you won't miss a single one. And I want to tell you something before we begin.
Signal number 7 on this list is one that almost no parenting resource anywhere talks about. It's quiet. It's brief.
Most parents see it every single day and interpret it as nothing. The research says it is one of the most important moments in your baby's entire emotional development. Stay with me, because by the time we get there, you are going to see your baby completely differently. But first, let's start at the very beginning. Your baby was born unfinished. That is not a criticism. That is the most extraordinary biological strategy in the history of our species. At birth, the human brain is approximately 25% developed. The remaining 75% is built outside the womb, in the arms of caregivers, in the texture of daily interactions, in the quality of responses to precisely the signals we are going to talk about today. And here is what makes this urgent. Every time one of these signals is read accurately and responded to, a neural connection is formed in your baby's developing brain. Every time it is missed, that connection either weakens or doesn't form at all. We are not talking about perfection. We are talking about patterns. And the patterns begin right now with signal number 1. Signal number 1, gaze following. When your baby turns their head and looks at something, they are not just looking, they are inviting you. Developmental psychologists call this joint attention, and it is one of the most studied phenomena in all of infant research. Starting around 9 to 12 months, but with precursors appearing as early as 3 months, babies begin deliberately looking at objects and then looking back at their caregiver. Look at that. Now look at you. Did you see what I saw? That is the entire communication. But here's what most parents don't realize. That back and forth, that tiny triangular exchange between baby, object, and caregiver is not social curiosity. It is the primary mechanism through which your baby builds shared meaning with another human being. Researchers at Harvard's Center on the Developing Child have identified joint attention as the single most predictive early behavior for language development, social cognition, and the capacity for empathy later in life. Not the toys you buy, not the classes you enroll them in. This exact moment, when your baby looks at something and then looks back at you. Think about what it would feel like to be new to this world. Everything is sensation. Everything is overwhelming. Everything is unknown. And the only compass you have is the face of the person who loves you most. When you follow your baby's gaze, when you look where they look and then look back at them, you are giving them something no toy can give them. You are confirming, yes, that matters. Yes, I see what you see. Yes, you are not alone in this world. That is not a small moment. That is everything. Signal number 2, the reach. The reach is a proto-declarative gesture, one of the earliest and most neurologically significant communication acts in human development. Researchers distinguish between 2 types of early reaching. The first is proto-imperative. This is the reach that means, I want that. Give it to me. The second, and this is the one most parents miss, is proto-declarative. This is the reach that means something completely different. It means, look at this with me. I want to share this experience with you. A 2014 study published in Infant Behavior and Development found that babies who produced frequent proto-declarative gestures before 12 months showed significantly stronger language acquisition, higher social cognitive scores, and more secure attachment at 18 months. In other words, the reach that says, share this with me, is one of the earliest measurable indicators of social intelligence in a human being. Signal number 3, rooting and mouthing beyond hunger. Most parents know rooting as a hunger cue. But here's what the research has been quietly documenting for the last 2 decades. Rooting and mouthing behaviors in babies between 2 and 6 months occur significantly more frequently than feeding schedules would explain. Dr. Andrew Meltzoff at the University of Washington demonstrated that newborns, some less than an hour old, could imitate adult facial gestures. Stick out your tongue at a newborn. They will attempt to stick theirs out in return. Your baby arrived in the world already wired for social mirroring, already practicing, from the very first days, the motor patterns that will become speech. So when your baby mouths toward you during a conversation, they are telling you, I am listening, I am practicing, I am trying to join the language of the people I love. Signal number 4, the arched back. Your baby stiffens. Their back curves away from you. They push back against your chest or your arms. The instinctive interpretation is one of 2 things. They're in pain, or they don't want to be held right now. But here's what most parents don't know. The arched back is one of the primary signals of overstimulation in infancy, and the way most parents respond to it makes the situation significantly worse. The most common parental response to an arching baby is escalation. More rocking, more movement, more talking, more trying. But for an overstimulated nervous system, more input is not help. It is more of the problem. What an arching baby is communicating is precise. I need less. I need quiet. I need stillness. The correct response to an arched back is the opposite of everything instinct tells you. Slow down, reduce sound, dim stimulation, breathe slowly against their back. Signal number 5. The still gaze. Researchers at the University of Cambridge found that when a baby enters a still, focused gaze directed at their caregiver's face, their neural oscillations shift into a state of heightened receptivity. The brain is not passive in this moment. It is maximally active. It is downloading. The still gaze is your baby's information gathering mode, their most concentrated window of social learning. In that moment, they are reading your micro-expressions with a precision that would exceed most adults' conscious awareness. They are updating their internal model of you, who are you today? What is your emotional state? What does your face tell me about whether this world is safe? So the next time your baby fixes that serious, searching gaze on you, do not look away. Hold it. Let your face be soft. Let them read whatever is true in your eyes, as long as what is true is love. Signal number 6, hand-to-mouth self-soothing. Dr. Ed Tronick's research has documented hand-to-mouth self-soothing as one of the earliest observable signs of self-regulatory capacity in human infants. When your baby does this, they are telling you something precise. Something in my environment has exceeded my comfort level. I am working on it. I may need your help, but first I am trying to manage it myself. That nuance, the difference between I need you now and I am trying before I ask, is significant. What this signal is asking for is not always immediate intervention. Sometimes it is asking for something subtler, your presence, your calm, your readiness, watchful closeness rather than immediate action.
If no one has ever walked you through what your baby is actually communicating beneath the surface, the science behind it, the real meaning, the small shifts that change everything, and this is exactly what this channel exists for. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like, subscribe, and share. The next video we're releasing goes even deeper into the secret emotional language of babies, and you do not want to miss it.
Signal number 7. I promised you this one was different. The quiet after a cry. Not the cry itself, what comes immediately after it stops. Your baby has been crying. You've responded. You've picked them up, fed them, changed them, rocked them. The cry stops. And most parents, in that moment, exhale. Crisis resolved. Back to normal. Moving on. But here's what is actually happening in your baby in those first moments of quiet after distress. The nervous system doesn't reset instantly. Cortisol doesn't vanish the moment the crying stops. It lingers. Dr. Alan Score describes this window as the repair phase of the attunement cycle. And the repair phase, those quiet minutes after the storm, is where the deepest neurological learning actually happens. Here is what your baby is communicating in that quiet. What happens after the hard thing? Does the person who loves me stay close after my distress? Do they remain present? Or do they move away once the crisis is over? Is the connection that existed before the cry still here now? Babies whose caregivers consistently remain present and warm in the post-cry window develop something researchers call earned security. The understanding, wired into the nervous system at a biological level, that connection survives stress. That love is not conditional on being easy, that the people who care for you don't only show up for the emergency, they stay. Think about what that belief, installed in the nervous system before the first birthday, means for every hard moment that child will ever face. Every time you stay close after the cry is over, you are writing that into them, not as a memory, as a felt truth. You stay. Signal number 8, gaze aversion. Your baby looks away from you mid-interaction, and the almost universal parental response is to try to re-engage them. But gaze aversion is not disinterest. It is not rejection. It is a regulatory strategy. Your face carries emotional information at a density that your baby's developing brain cannot sustain without breaks. Dr. Beatrice Beebe at Columbia University found that the most securely attached babies were not the ones with the most sustained eye contact. They were the ones whose mothers accurately read and respected gaze aversion. The next time your baby looks away mid-interaction, pause, wait, let the silence be comfortable, and when they turn back, meet them with warmth and readiness to begin again. Signal number 9, the opening and closing of your baby's hands. Clenched fists indicate sympathetic nervous system activation. The stress response is engaged. Open hands indicate parasympathetic dominance. The nervous system is in a state of safety and rest. When your baby moves from clenched to open as you hold them or speak to them, that is your baby's nervous system telling you something it has no words for yet. I was tense. I am now safe. You did that. Signal number 10, rooting toward sound, not toward the breast, toward your voice. Dr. Patricia Kuhl demonstrated that babies under 6 months show stronger, more precise neural responses to live human speech directed at them than to recorded speech or speech directed elsewhere. When your baby orients toward your voice, they are communicating a preference, a recognition, an active, deliberate choosing of you. Your voice is their anchor. Every time they turn toward it, they are telling you, you are my reference point. You are what I orient around. You are home. Signal number 11, the pre-sleep body release. That moment, right at the edge of sleep, when your baby goes suddenly, completely, almost startlingly limp in your arms. The autonomic nervous system cannot allow the body to reach that level of muscular release unless it has assessed the environment as safe enough. Is the person holding me someone my nervous system recognizes as safe? Is their heartbeat familiar? Is their smell familiar? When the answer is yes, the body releases. Every night, your baby tells you something that most humans spend their entire lives searching for someone safe enough to say, I can let go here. I trust you with my total vulnerability. And you receive that message every single night in the softening of a small body in your arms without ever knowing what it means. Now you know. Signal number 12, the return gaze. You are across the room, your baby is playing, and then, without prompting, they look for you. They find you. Their eyes move to your face, rest there for a moment, and then return to what they were doing. Developmental psychologists call this social referencing for safety. Your baby, in that moment, is checking in, not because something is wrong, but because the developing nervous system needs to verify one piece of information. Are you still there? Mary Ainsworth's landmark strange situation studies found that the babies who showed the most secure attachment were not the babies whose caregivers were with them constantly. They were the babies whose caregivers were reliably, predictably available when checked. Every time you passed that test, not because you were watching them every second, but because you were available when they looked, you are building something inside them that no curriculum can build. You are building a child who believes, at the deepest neurological level, that the world contains people they can count on, because at the bottom of all of it, there will be this. I looked for someone once, and they were there. So here we are, 12 signals. Gaze following. The reach. Rooting and mouthing. The arched back. The still gaze. Hand-to-mouth self-soothing. The quiet after a cry. Gaze aversion. Hand opening and closing. Rooting toward sound. The pre-sleep body release. And the return gaze. None of these require a course or a certification or a piece of equipment. They require you to notice, to slow down enough to see what your baby is actually doing beneath the obvious. I want to say something to you now that I mean completely. You are going to miss some of these signals. Every parent does. What matters is that you know they exist. You are going to be tired, or distracted, or overwhelmed, or simply human, and you will miss the return gaze, or override the gaze aversion, or respond to the arched back with escalation before you catch yourself. That is not failure. That is parenting. What matters is not that you catch every signal every time, because once you know they exist, you start to see them. And once you start to see them, you start to respond. And once you start to respond, something shifts, not just in your baby, but in you. You become a parent who listens in a different way, and they chose you to speak it to. The next time your baby is quiet, really quiet, watch them. Watch their hands, watch their eyes, watch where their gaze goes and when it comes back to you. And know that in that ordinary, unremarkable Tuesday afternoon moment, something extraordinary is happening. Your baby is telling you exactly who they are and exactly what they need. And you, by being present enough to receive it, are giving them the only thing that the research, across decades, across disciplines, consistently identifies as the most powerful force in human development: a parent who sees them.
That is enough. That is everything. If this video gave you a new way of seeing your baby, share it with a parent who needs it today. I'll see you in the next one. The next video we're releasing goes even deeper into the secret emotional language of babies, and you do not want to miss it.